Next is we are moving on to the next group. So the group 13 was boron family. So we completed boron family. Moving on to the next group. So here, as I told already, this lesson and second lesson has been completely, first, second lesson and third lesson is completely of p block elements. So a few groups of that p block will be discussed in this lesson. The remaining part will be discussed in the next lesson. So we have completed 13th group. Now we are moving on to 14th group, which is a carbon group element. So carbon, occurrence of carbon. Carbon is found in native form as graphite only. Coal, crude oil and carbonate rocks such as calcite, magnesite, they contain large quantities of carbon in its combined form with other elements, and silicon occurs as silica. Sand and quartz crystals, that is silicate minerals and clay each other, they are important sources of silicon. And their physical properties, if you see here, physical state, all are solids and their atomic numbers are given, their isotopes are here, their atomic masses, they keeps on increasing. Electronic configuration, you must know, it will be asked in 1 marks. And atomic radius, as the number of electron increases, the atomic radius also is increasing, and density also increases. Their melting point, that is for carbon alone, it sublimes at 4098 Kelvin. The remaining melting points are, it is given. So next is catenation. One important property of carbon is catenation. What is catenation? Already we have studied this. Catenation is a chain forming property, we say. So catenation is the ability of an element to form chain of atoms. The following conditions are necessary for catenation. That is, the valency of the element is greater than or equal to 2. So what are the conditions? Define catenation. What are the conditions for catenation? Is again a book back question. Listen carefully. So what are the conditions to be satisfied for a carbon or an element to attain this catenating property? Which means the valency of the element is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, and the element should have an ability to bond with itself first, and a self bond must be strong. That too, that bonding with that element itself, it should be strong as its bond with each element. And kinetic inertness of catenated compound towards other molecules. Carbon possesses all the above properties and forms a wide range of compounds with itself and with other elements like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and halogens. We have the allotropes of carbon also. Allotrope means same physical, that is, their physical nature is different, same compound only, but their physical state is different. Carbon exists in many allotropic forms. Graphite, diamond are most common allotropes. So if you see this graphite, diamond and all, they are all carbon only, but their physical state is different. Diamond is very shining in nature, whereas graphite is a gray and harder substance. Soft, not hard, it is a soft gray colored substance, but diamond is a pure shining crystal. So both are carbon only, but their physical state is different. Other important allotropes of carbon are graphene, fullerene and carbon nanotubes. So first we have is graphite. Graphite is most stable allotropic form of carbon at normal temperature and pressure. It is soft and conducts electricity. So what it will do, it is very soft and it also conducts electricity. It is composed of two dimensional sheets. So it is composed of, can you see here, flat two-dimensional sheets of carbon atom. Each sheet is hexagonal net. Each sheet is an hexagonal net and they are sp2 hybridized carbon atoms with cc bond length of 1.41 angstrom. So these are what is this? These carbon length, the bond length, they may ask an objective, which is close to cc bond distance between benzene, which is 1.40 angstrom. So each carbon atom forms 3 sigma bond. So if you see the structure here, so this is how, or if you want me to make it clear, you see the structure. It is like an honeycomb structure. Yes or no? So if you take this carbon, it is forming 1, 2, 3. So 3 connectivities are there, which means each carbon atom is sp2. All the 3 are sigma bonds, so it is sp3 hybridized. Each carbon atom forms 3 sigma bonds with the 3 neighboring carbon atom using 3 of its valence electron, and the 4th electron present in the unhybridized p orbital, they will form a pi bond. These pi electrons are delocalized. So if you see here only all the 3 bonds are connected everywhere. So what happens to the another 4th electron? Carbon's valency is 4. So here 3 electrons are used. Remaining 4th electron, it is delocalized, which means it will be present all over the structure, which is responsible for its electrical conductivity. So that electron will be moving all over the structure, which will conduct electricity. If electron moves, it means electrical conductivity is there. Yes or no? So the successive carbon sheets are held together by weak van der Waals forces, and the distance between successive sheet is 3.40 angstrom. So the distance between these sheet is 3.40 angstrom. It is used as a lubricant either on its own or as a graphited oil. And unlike graphite, the other allotrope, diamond, so we all know diamond is very hard. Diamond cuts diamond, yes or no? So the carbon atoms, then the diamond, are sp3 hybridized, which means each carbon atom is joined to 4 other different neighboring carbon atoms. So if you see here now, so one carbon atom, this is carbon atom, means each carbon atom is bonded to 4 different carbon atoms. So again, if this carbon atom, if you take, it is joined to 4 other carbon atoms. So likewise, each one carbon atom is joined to 4 different carbon atom. All are sigma bonds only. So each carbon is sp3 hybridized, and the CC bond length is 1.54 angstrom. This result in the tetrahedral arrangement around each carbon atom, and that extend to the entire lattice as shown here, since all 4 valence electrons of carbon are involved in bonding. So in graphite, 1 electron is left out, and that electron is responsible for electricity in graphite. Here all the 4 electrons are involved in bonding, so they are very, very strong also involved. There is no free electrons for conductivity here. So diamond is a poor conductor, and it will not conduct because all the 4 electrons are involved in bonding. So there is no any extra electrons left out for conducting electricity. So being the hardest element, it is used for sharpening hard tools and cutting glasses, making boards and rock drilling. Next is the fullerenes. Fullerene are newly synthesized allotropes. So it is a unlike graphite and diamond, these allotropes of discrete molecules, which means they are made up of entire carbon like a ball. That is, it is made up of 32 carbons or 50 carbons or C60, C70, C76. Like this, we are having a so many number of carbon atoms joined together to form a cage-like structure. The molecules have a cage-like structure. The C60 molecules, so out of these many 32, 50, 60, the carbon 60 they have given a special name, that is a soccer ball, which look like a soccer ball like structure, and it is called a Buckminster fullerene or buckyballs, because this was named after a scientist. So it has a fused ring structure, consists of 26 membered rings and 12 5-membered rings. So there are 26 membered rings. Like if you take a football, you can see a similar like a football, this will look like, this fullerene will look like. So in that 26 membered rings are there and 12 5-membered rings are there, and each carbon atom is sp2 hybridized, and they form a 3 sigma bonds and a delocalized pi electron, giving the aromatic character to these molecules. And the CC bond distance is 1.44 angstrom, and C double bond C bond distance is 1.38 angstrom. Where does this CC double bond comes means in a 5-membered ring. So carbon nanotubes, another recently discovered allotrope. So in the carbon nanotubes and graphite like tubes, which means a sheet of carbon, it is rolled. A sheet of carbon, it is just rolled to form a tube. So imagine, so have graphite like tubes with the fullerene ends. So which means along the axis these nanotubes are stronger. So இதே circular இப்படி pull பண்ணி extend பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா, if we will get a tube, so that is called as a carbon nanotube. So these are stronger than steel. So imagine, steel is the most strongest element we are having, that is why we are using in airplanes and all. But this carbon nanotube, it is stronger than steel, and they will conduct electricity also. These many applications in nanoscale electronics, catalysis, polymers and medicine. So it has so many applications. Another one is allotropic form of carbon is graphene. Another is graphene. Graphene என்ன graphiteல இருந்து ஒரு thin sheet நம்ம வந்து scotch tape வச்சு pull பண்ணி எடுத்தோம்னா you will get a one atom size of a thin sheet of a layer of a graphite. We call it as an graphene. It has a single planar sheet of sp2 hybridized carbon atom. They are densely packed in a honeycomb crystal lattice. So their crystal lattice, you can see it is like a planar honeycomb crystal lattice மாதிரி இருக்கும். So how this is prepared, a single sheet from graphite ல இருந்து remove பண்ணி அது graphene அப்படின்ட்டு they have identified so far. So far identified allotropes of carbon வந்து all these are diamond and graphite we all know already, and carbon nanotubes, and then fullerene, graphene, and that buckyballs, all that are recently discovered allotropes of carbon. So with this we'll wind up today, and tomorrow that means in the next class we will see the compounds of carbon, their preparation properties and uses. Thank you.